top of the fact that this is the city showdown in the city of Hoover, it's also senior night for the Buccaneers as they honored their seniors during the pregame, and as their banner says, it's senior night showdown, our turf, our time. And for this senior group, they've gone through a lot. They have an interim head coach, and you see Spain Park rushing out onto the field looking for only their third victory in this heated rivalry. We had an opportunity earlier tonight for our Shops of Grand River coin toss, and this week's coin toss is brought to you by the Shops of Grand River. Save even more at Birmingham's only outlet center, and during that coin toss, Spain Park won the toss. Yes, the mayor of Hoover was there for it, and Spain Park won the toss and deferred. And here come the Buccaneers of Hoover High School. And we'll send it down to the third member of our broadcast crew, Austin Pratt. Austin, what you got for us?
Chip English before the game. He said it's his second game out here, but you wouldn't be able to tell. He's dialed in, got his guys dialed in, along with every player on this field today. You can tell it means more in this rivalry game in a big arena here at the Met. There's a lot of guys on the field today that are going to be playing at the next level. It's not anything that's new for Hoover, but a lot of these guys we're going to see today may be household names someday. Should be a lot of sparks flying tonight, something to look forward to. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so very much, Austin. And yes, it will have some sparks flying, even though Hoover Bucks had a resounding victory in South Florida against Western. They had a key win against a powerhouse there. You see Tim Fakakis, the head coach for Spain Park. He is looking for a signature win. They won last week against Sparkman, but a win against your arch rival, a team that used to be in their region, Rick, this will be huge for him.
Yeah, this is a huge game, and anytime you play your cross-town rival, your cross-city rival, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be some kind of football game. And these kids will be watching college football tomorrow together. Tonight, they're competing against each other on the turf. Should be an outstanding game here between the Bucks and Spain Park.
And it is our Shops of Grand River kickoff. Remember, save even more at Birmingham's only outlet center. And Josh Tulios will handle the kickoff duties for the Jaguars. They come in 1-0 on the season. Just recently moved back down to Class 6A. And the kick is up, and the rivalry continues. Hoover taking on Spain Park.
Well, a fair catch called right there on the 30-yard line. I don't know why they don't kick it deep, but they get the ball on the 30. And, you know, Hoover's, you look at Mac Beeson, he's the kind of, all right, here we go.
And taking a look at our People's Bank of Alabama starting lineups. Remember, People's Bank of Alabama, we care about people.
On offense, Beeson will be at quarterback, Hayes will be at running back, Warren at tight end, TJ Fields at left tackle, Samson Collier at left guard, Trot English at center, Toby Richard at right guard, Storm Fain at right tackle, Jonah Winston at wide receiver. And
here we go. Beeson going to throw it. The young man who transferred in from Gardendale. First pitch and catch made to Avery Crawford. And that's enough for about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Crawford goes out and just does look around and turned it in. Beeson goes out to his left. A little bit of pressure. 2nd and 6.
4 yards to go for the first down. They need to get out to the 40. They're going to keep it on the ground, but a good group of white shirts right there to bring them down. That was the first carry of the day for Jakari Hayes. And a good tackle there made by Harris Gregory, and also on the tackle, E.J. Curley.
You're going to see probably a little bit of 4-3, 4-2-5. You may see a lot of stuff. Right now they're in a 3-man front. Hoover tried to attack right in that A gap right beside the center.
Trying to get that fast start that you talked about in our ABC 40 keys to the game. And so far, Mac Beeson is steady as they go. Now looking to throw, getting some pressure on the backside. He's got to look out, and wow, he gets back to the line of scrimmage. May have gotten enough for the first down, but he was eventually brought down. Christian Smith right there to bring him down.
Smith, a junior, 6'2", 205, chased him all the way down from the backside. Great job from Smith. Brings up, well, they get a first down on that.
Take another look at it.
Yeah, Beeson has to break the pocket. There comes Christian Smith, makes a good backside tackle there, but it was enough for first.
They do get the first down, close to midfield now, out to about the 43. Keeping it on the ground, and Jakari Hayes goes nowhere fast. Big number 99, Landon Johnson, says hello to Mr. Hayes.
Tried to just run a straight dive over left guard that time. Great job by that nose tackle. You see that big nose tackle in there, I'm going to tell you right now, he is a ball full of effort.
5'10", 330 pounds. That's more like a tree stump right there.
I'm going to tell you, it's tough to block that big guy. You got to double him just about every time.
2nd down and 8 now for the Buccaneers. Keeping it on the ground. Hayes now has some room. Gets close to a first down and stretches out for more. Gets into Jaguar territory. Another first down for the Buccaneers.
That's a great job by Hayes. Takes the handoff right over right guard. Cuts it out to the side right there. Well, I tell you, it was a good job by the backside corner over there to come up, making a tackle.
Out to the 43-yard line are the Bucs. Movement along that line, and you can see the Jaguars pointing because they saw somebody move. That'll push them back 5.
It looked like the right side of the line just jumped. And anytime you're probably trying to change a play at the line of scrimmage, that's something Chip English really believes in. So maybe Beeson saw something that he wanted to change to. Right tackle over there, Fane jumped.
First down and 15 now. They're going to move that tight end Warren over to the other side to try to add some additional blocking. Keeping it on the ground. First carry tonight for A.J. Allen, the senior.
When you talk to the coaches, you talk about A.J. Allen. He's a kid that they really want to get some more carries in this week. They felt like last week against Western, they didn't spread the ball around enough, so Allen getting the carry early in the game here.
So far, it's been a 1-2 punch of Hayes, Allen, with Beeson able to get the first down of the game. And now we're looking at 2nd down and long. Crowd still beginning to gather here at the Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. Pressure once again, and Beeson throwing it long, has someone wide open at the 10, 5, and he's going to stretch into the end zone. Touchdown, another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown for the Buccaneers. Great catch by Avery Crawford.
That's a great job by Matt Beeson. Had a little pressure coming up the heart. He steps up into the pocket. Boy, what a beautiful, beautiful throw he made right there. It's on the money.
Classic way, suck him in with the run, and then find him wide open with the pass. Point after attempt by James Bryant. Kick is up, and it is no good.
Take a minute. What?
All right, here we go. Beeson has to break out of the pocket on the run. Throws off his back foot, makes a great throw there. That's one of the things that you got to tell that secondary is you got to stay with those guys. Anytime Beeson breaks that pocket, he's dangerous. He's got a cannon for an arm. And, boy, just a breakdown in the secondary right there. By Bush from Spanish Park. I promise you, when the defensive coordinator brings him over there, you'll see him talking to him about staying with his man. Even when coverage seems like it's over, Beeson can hit you, and he did a great job right there when he broke the pocket.
And the fans definitely enjoying that as they have a 6-0 lead. Point after attempt was no good. So now we have another Shops of Grand River kickoff. And remember, you can save even more at Birmingham's only outlet center. Bryant on the kick. He's going to kick this one, and it may go out of bounds, and it does. So far, 2 special team snafus. And remember, it was James Bryant who kicked the game-winning field goal for Hoover down at Western. But now we have an opportunity to see Brock Bradley, the quarterback for Spain Park. Young man already committed to Clemson, and he's just a junior.
This is going to give Bradley in Spain Park just a tremendous field advantage here. They'll start on the 35-yard line, and when you talk to coaches about Bradley, you talk about a young man who's got a cannon front arm and is a really smart kid, and is in that weight room and on the field hours before others are out there.
They're going to make a complete shift to the near side. And now hand it off to Shanks. And Shanks able to get some positive yards, about 7 on that carry.
Yeah, great job by Shanks. He got behind that big offensive tackle, and I guess he got, what, 6 or 7, but it's a good job by Shanks. His eyes were carrying him where he needed to go.
Second down and short. Standing alone in the backfield is Bradley. Now he has an opportunity, but it is shot down and squeezed to a close as Grama able to get the sack.
Yeah, Dama, when you talk about their coaches, one of the first ones that's mentioned is Grama. And that time, if you look at Bradley, he's looking at his intended receiver the whole time. He's got to learn. He's got to be looking elsewhere, not out of that intended receiver all the time.
On the carry, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage and gets there. Good pursuit by the Buccaneers. A host of black shirts right there to bring down C.J. Crowley, who gets his first opportunity to carry the ball.
Crowley's the guy that they think is the home run threat. He's the guy that can run. You look inside at Shanks, and he's the guy that runs the ball inside the tackles. So we'll be seeing a lot of both of those guys tonight.
And let's go down to Austin Pratt, who has a special guest from the People's Bank of Alabama. Austin?
That's right, here with Brian and David from People's Bank of Alabama, sponsors here for Friday Night Rivals. Well, I guess let's just tell us a little bit about why you wanted to be a part of Friday Night Rivals.
Yeah, well, there's nothing more. We're a community. There's nothing more community than high school football, especially in Alabama on Friday nights. This is a way that we can give back and help these players that work so hard, and the cheerleaders and the bands get show their showcase on a higher level to more viewers.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the new location you guys opened up in Pelham.
Yeah, well, we just opened in Pelham on Highway 119 and 31 on the corner. Very visible location, friendly people, local decisions. It's a great location. It's very accessible. We want everybody to stop by and come see us.
Yeah, and I'm going to actually hop over to Brian here. Brian, why don't you tell me a little bit about what separates People's Bank of Alabama from its competitors?
Yeah, well, at People's Bank of Alabama, we kind of follow a traditional community bank model. We're about people first. We try to do the right thing, and all of our folks are out in the communities. As you can see, David and I shirts. We have kids that go to these schools, so I would imagine all of our, or most of our teammates are at one of these games out here tonight. So we love being out part of the community. We take great pride in it. Most people don't know that we're one of the top-ranked Alabama-based banks in the state. So consistently, so we're very proud of that. And we like to do well by our folks, and we're happy to be here.
Well, thank you guys very much for talking with us today. Really appreciate it. Guys in the booth, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Austin, and thanks a lot for People's Bank of Alabama, proud sponsors of Friday Night Rivals. Now we'll have our second drive of the evening for the Hoover High Bucks. They're up 6-0. Trying to add on to that as Mac Beeson has done a good job at the quarterback spot. Now he flares it out. Jonah Winston, yes, that's Jameis Winston's little brother, and he's able to get some positive yards.
And he is smaller than Jameis, I can tell you right now. But Winston that time just ran a little stop route, about a 5-yard route. Beeson hits him right on the numbers. It's tough to defend.
Second down now and 4 yards to go for the Buccaneers, getting positive yards on first down in their second drive of the game. And this time they get quickly wrapped up and brought down. Way to penetrate and get some positive yards for Spain Park was Harris Gregory and company.
Well, when you talk to Jake Hogan, the offensive line coach for Hoover, one of the first things he's going to tell you, we got to be aware of bottoming. That's that inside, that middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker. He's on fire that time, and he plugged up that A gap, and it really negated any gain that Hoover could get.
Third down and 4. Beeson now trying to find a receiver and does enough for the first down, gets back into Jaguar territory. And that was Chris Warren, the tight end, able to make the reception.
Chris Warren's pretty doggone big kid. Came all the way across the field on a drag.
And they're going to try to move fast. Beeson now, looks like the play broke down, and there is a flag.
Had to be some kind of illegal procedure or something up front. I'm really impressed with Beeson. He's hitting the receivers right where he needs to hit them, and he's really throwing the ball well.
5 yards, still first down.
Well, they get 5 yards there. That's free 5 yards. Brings up 1st and 5, James. And I guess that left defensive end just jumped into neutral zone. Gotta watch that football.
Gotta watch the football.
As soon as we can, we're gonna take a break.
Keelan Jefferson takes the fake, and Beeson will hold on to it, gets back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they gave him a fake call right there. They pulled the left guard, brought him all the way to the outside over here, and running back Beeson that time tried to go right where the guard left from. Good job by the defense. That linebacker bottom, he did a great job there.
Good vision by him. 2nd down, Beeson still getting some pressure on the backside, and this time they're able to get him and bring him down. Great play by Christian Smith, able to get the sack.
And it's a fumble, James.
And the fumble recovery by Christian Smith. And just like that, Spain Park gets the ball back.
Yeah, and you're talking about pressure coming down from the backside that time.
We gotta go to break, guys.
We take a break, we come back. We're going to see if Spain Park can capitalize off their defense making a big play, but so far it's been all Buccaneers on senior night. They're up 6-0. You're watching Drummond Company Friday Night Rivals, presented by Mesrano Law Firm. Stay tuned. Drummond Company Friday Night Rivals, presented by Mesrano Law Firm. The Buccaneers in their opening drive able to connect for a touchdown pass, and now they're looking at their defense trying to stand firm as Spain Park was able to get a turnover, and now they're in their best field position of the evening. Brock Bradley, their quarterback, in the shotgun. Bradley now with plenty of time. He's going to look long, has a receiver, and just short. Wow, his intended receiver, Mitchell Frazier, but he was covered well.
Yeah, and you look at that pass, and Brock Bradley threw a heck of a pass there. He just underthrew him, to be honest with you. And that double coverage back there right in center field. So it's good coverage by Hoover. A little bit of contact there, but I don't think it was enough to throw a flag.
2nd down and 10. Spain Park found some success on the ground. Do they go back to it? Little shuttle pass over to Dakari Shanks, and Shanks able to get some positive yards. There's a defender with the football in their hand, and that is Cam Torber. Yeah. But no, they say he was down.
Yeah, the lineman over there blew it dead. And that's just the old, if you watch Dallas Cowboys when we were kids, that's just where they just toss it out there to him underhanded. And there wasn't much room out there. Great job by the corner to come up and seal the corner. Nowhere to go inside because linebackers were there to tighten it up.
3rd down and long for the Jaguars. They need to get into Buccaneer territory for first. Flag down.
Well, and
got to push him back.
What they're doing, James, they're flipping the strength. You see the H-back and the tight end going from one side to the other. So what that is they're flipping the strength, and it changes a little bit linebackers' perception and also the secondary's perception.
So now it looks like they'll change personnel. Now they're going to have to throw it long. They're looking at 3rd down and about 13 yards. They need to get out to the Buccaneer 45-yard line for a first. Bradley getting blitzed, and he gets hit, but the ball is in the air, and catch is made. First down, Jaguars. Great job by C.J. Crowley to make the play. A Shops of Grand River first down.
It's a divide pass. They run that back out of the backfield right down the middle of the field. C.J. Crowley makes a great route, secures the ball, a great throw by Brock Bradley, who gets, I'm talking about, really gets knocked down with a heck of a lick by the inside linebacker.
And now they're in the Window World red zone.
They got to get set, James.
They finally do get set, going to pitch it out. Trying to go to the outside, has some room, but eventually gets pushed out of bounds. It's Dakari Shanks. And remember, Window World, when was the last time you updated your windows or doors? A world of possibilities and options are ready for you. Window World has a variety of options available. Call us at 205-916-2189 or visit us online at windowsworldalabama.com for more information.
You know, the thing that Shanks did really well that time is he was running downhill. He didn't have to make up any ground, went north and south, picked up 5-6 yards there.
Once again, making that shift. Hand off to Shanks. He's going to try to find some room, and he may have gotten 1 yard before he's brought down.
That's a really good job right there. When you look at this Hoover defense, they're basically a 4-2-5, 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 deep. They're pretty strong up front, too.
Third down. They can get a first down without getting a first.
Yep. Boy, I'm telling you, they got a lot of shifts in here. Tim Vakakis is moving the entire line. They moved them all the way from guard to center, all the way across. And Hoover jumped into the neutral zone, brings up a first down. That's a great call by that coaching staff at Spain Park.
Shift is agitating the Buccaneer defense. Now it's first and goal from the 9 after the infraction by Hoover High. And now it looks like we have a possible timeout.
Now they're taking a player off the field for some reason. He must have lost a helmet. I didn't see that, to be honest with you.
And that's Corey Barber, one of their key wide receivers. He had to leave the field. So now still first and goal.
Okay.
And now we're going to move them back 5.
Well, as much as they're shifting, one of the things that's really hard for those offensive linemen is to not move. And if they flinch even, they're getting called for it, and that's a good call. Umpire does a good job. If they're moving in there, you got to call it. They got to stay set.
So now first and goal from the 14-yard line. Jaguars find themselves as they trail 6-0. And it looks like it's going to be a halfback pass. Good job by Shanks to get out of one defender, but he runs right back into another defender, brought down by Dylan Bunkley.
Yeah, Shanks was supposed to throw that ball to a throwback to the quarterback, Bradley, who really was open initially. And Shanks just gave up on the play a little bit early. Here we see it right here. Shanks comes. There goes Bradley breaking out. Boy, that's a good job by the defense to come up on that. Got a play. Good play call.
Second down and goal. Quick pass, and now they're going to try the double pass. Looking long in the end zone. Is it caught?
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Jaguars. Touchdown, Dakari Shanks, another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown. And we've got a ball game all tied up at 6 apiece.
Little gadget play there. They throw the double pass out to the wide receiver, who's in a slot out there, stacked up. Man in front of him blocks the defender. He's the pass blocker, and he throws the pass into the end zone. Good throw, good play design right there.
And C.J. Crowley, the recipient of that pass, is still on the ground as Josh Tulios has the point after attempt, which is up and good. And with 1:20 left to play, it is Spain Park looking for the upset. They're up by 1, 7-6. And yes, those in blue are happy to see their Jaguars up 1. Stay tuned. We come back. We'll see if the Buccaneers can answer. You're watching Drummond Company Friday Night Rival, presented by Ms. Reno Law Firm. Stay tuned. Great night for football here. Drummond Company Friday Night Rival presented by Mesrano Law Firm. It was Spain Park on their second drive of the game, able to march down, and it was C.J. Crowley, the recipient of a halfback pass or a receiver pass, and the point after attempt was good, and now we find ourselves 7-6 in favor of the 6A Jaguars over the 7A Power Buccaneers.
It's the last time Spain Park kicked off to open the game. Tulos, he punch kicked it over here into this left side over here. Let's see if he does it again.
Shops of Grand River kickoff. It's going to be a high kick. And if the ball is fumbled, it's loose. It's still loose. And it could be Spain Park. Yes, they're able to get the ball, and Spain Park has it. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that coaches are teaching today when you get these pooch kicks is just call a fair catch. Fair catch the ball. We'll take the ball right there where they want to give it. We saw no sign of it. See, no sign. And now the ball's punched. And there comes one of those big. That's a great play by the
Trey Darden able to get the loose ball.
Yes, sir.
Great job by the senior special teamer. And just like that, Spain Park has a short field, and they're in business.
You know, when you pooch kick it like that, the best thing you can do is fair catch it. No question about it.
That's job number one, secure the ball.
Secure the ball.
From the 21-yard line come the Jaguars.
Yep, receiver.
And now timeout was called.
Spain Park.
I really thought what we had there was jet motion and the receiver turned upfield before the ball was snapped. So Coach Fakakis probably called a good timeout there.
1 minute, 12 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And the Buccaneer fans don't appear to be worried right now, but they're on the verge of going from 6 up to possibly 7 or 8 down. And defensively, this Buccaneer team, even though they're fresh, they're going to start to wear down if they keep this up.
You know, if you watch the film of last week's Western game, as you did, you saw this. This defense was, boy, they were Johnny on the spot. They were always where they were supposed to be. They're quick. They can run. But they let a couple of receivers early in this game get behind them. And, you know, those corners have got to keep everybody in front of them. And that free safety that they're playing has got to be able to cover from hash to hash. And that just hadn't happened up to this point.
And now we're ready to play. Bradley getting some pressure, gets it out to his safety valve, Shanks, and Shanks is quickly wrapped up, but he gets inside the 20, may have gained about 4 yards on the play.
A lot of pressure coming up the middle that time, and Bradley did a good job getting rid of the ball. Threw it to his, just to his safety valve out there in Shanks, and a great job by Shanks to pick up 3 or 4 yards. But got to pick up those linebackers coming like that.
Just like that, they're back in the Window World red zone. Another shift. Bradley looking, finds a receiver, catch is made, and just like that, they're into the end zone again. Touchdown. Another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown, and just like that, the lead expands. Great job by Spain Park.
That's Greb catching that touchdown pass. Not only is Greb a really good receiver, he's probably one of the top 25 to 30 baseball players in the state of Alabama. And I can tell you right now, he was as open as anybody you'll ever see on a football field. That's a great job by the coaches designing that play to get Krebs that wide open.
Tulios with the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, 13-6 is your score. Connor Webb able to get the reception. It all started with the turnover, but then it was Brock Bradley quickly finding Connor Webb, and into the end zone. The Jaguars expand their lead as the first quarter is getting quickly coming to an end, and an upset may be on the horizon for the Jaguars.
Boy, he was wide open, James. I'll tell you right now, the corner should not have left that area.
23 seconds left. Josh Tulios once again for our Shots of Grand River kickoff. They have an opportunity now to expand this lead. They're up by 8. And they're trying to keep the ball away from J.J. Moultrie, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown, and it seems to have worked for the Jaguars in their favor.
Well, I would imagine the coaches have told them, guys, fair catch the ball. Fair catch the ball.
Another high kick. And this time Moultrie ran up, and he's trying to show how dangerous he is, and he is dangerous. Able to get out to the 45-yard line. He was initially hit at about the 38.
Well, you can tell that Moultrie knows what to do with the ball when he gets it. As he hit it right up that sideline and had a blocker in front of him and did a great job to get that kind of return. Kind of surprised me because the up back looked like he was trying to wait for a fair catch.
And head coach Chip English says that what people see on the field is just an example of what he does every day at practice. So now working from a deficit are the Buccaneers, and Mac Beeson is going to have to try to orchestrate a comeback. Keeping it on the ground is Hayes, and Hayes is quickly wrapped up and pushed back. Good tackle there by E.J. Curley. And that should be the last play of the first quarter, and it is. And it's been Spain Park capitalizing off of turnovers and able to make their way into the end zone twice. And it's been a Jaguar way of doing things today, leading the way with the Buccaneers, but since then it's been all Spain Park. We'll see what the second quarter has for us. Stay tuned. Drummond Company Friday Night Rivalry presented by Mesrano Law Firm will continue after the break. Wonderful night for football here at the Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. You see over there where those cheerleaders are to the left, that would be home plate normally. And you see the fans, that would be normally left field. But it is football center stage here at the Hoover Met. Beeson, quick strike, finds a receiver. Quickly wrapped up and brought down. Braden Matherson able to make the tackle.
Just a little skinny slant. It's a shortening of a skinny post. Great throw right there by Beeson.
Jonah Winston on the reception. Yes, that is the little brother of Jameis Winston.
He's made 2 good catches already tonight.
Third down and short. Going to keep it on the ground. Wild has a big hole. Able to get a first down, but there is a flag. Ja'Cory Hayes gets another Salvatore's first down. And remember, Salvatore's, if you mention Friday Night Rivals at Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta, you can get 20% off your order. But it's going to go against, looks like,
against Hoover,
the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I think there's a hold out there on the corner.
And looks like that holding was by the receiver.
It was. He was trying to stalk out there. The running back did a great job to bounce it out to the left side. Had plenty of green grass in front of him, but I'm not sure, but I thought it was Tab that was out there. I can't see that number very well. But when you're trying to stalk, you got to keep your hands inside.
Now they're going with 3 wide receivers on the far side. Now going in motion. Beeson looking for a receiver, can't find one. Now he's going to try to tuck and run, but oh no, he can't go. Once again, Braden Matherson able to be really a spy and able to bring him down for a tackle.
And that's a good call, James, because that's exactly what Matherson was doing. He's spying Beeson now, so Beeson goes right, Matherson goes with him. Here we go as we look at this. Beeson's going to break the pocket. There he is. There's Matherson looking right at him. Good open field tackle right there by Matherson.
So now a punting situation. Going to kick it high. And is going to take a Buccaneer bounce inside the 20 down to about the 13 or maybe the 12. Good punt. We take a break. We come back. We'll see if Hoover's defense can hold, as Spain Park is in a little bit of a hole, but they have a resounding 14-6 lead. More Friday Night Rivals coming up after the break. Wingstop. Kick off your next career at Wingstop. Please visit wingstop.com/careers to get started on your way to a great opportunity. And now it's the Jaguars trying to run wide. Quickly, that defense was right there for the Buccaneers to wrap them up, and that was Cam Torber, the son of Reggie Torber, who used to star linebacker at Auburn and also played with the New York Giants, won a Super Bowl with the Giants.
I just tried to run a little sweep right there, and it got outside, and just wasn't much running room out there. Great contained job by both the corner and the outside linebacker. Nowhere to run.
2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain. Bradley looking to throw, finds a receiver in Kerry Barber, and Kerry Barber is off to the races. No one can catch him. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Spain Park. A Peoples of Alabama touchdown. The Jaguars strike again.
That's just a little slant pass in there, and boy, I'm going to tell you right now, Kerry Barber was wide open coming across the middle. Bradley hits him on the dead run, and he goes right at, what, 89 yards?
About 89 yards, you got it.
Wow. Great pitch and throw. Great catch. You think Barber can run?
I think he can, and he could be at the Barber Motorsports Speedway right now. Josh Tulio's on for the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is blocked. And that may be one of the few positives so far for the special teams for the Buccaneers.
I think that was J.J. Moultrie that came in and blocked that.
Let's take another look at that pass.
There it is. Little 5-yard, right, skinny little slant. There goes Barber. Nobody's going to catch him.
And that is our University of Alabama drive of the game. And that's our drive of the game, our notable play by the University of Alabama.
Good protection up front, too. You got to give that offensive line of Spain Park a lot of credit. When you look up there and you see those young men, you got Reed at left tackle, Taylor at left guard, Bell at center, Hendricks at right guard, and Craig at right tackle. That's just a super job by those guys keeping that defense out of Bradley's face.
So some people just tuned in, they're like, wait a minute, is the score wrong? No, the score is correct. It's been big plays and capitalizing off of the turnovers of Hoover, and Spain Park has a 20-6 lead.
Hoover's just kind of got to get out of their own way here and play football, and they'll be fine. Another pooch.
They're going to once again pooch it, but this time the up back will fair catch it and have it at about the 28-yard line.
And I think that's a good call. I think Chip English and his guys probably said, guys, let's catch the football first. Can't go anywhere unless we don't drop the ball when we catch it, and they've muffed it several times. So you've got a quarterback like Beeson who's got dangerous receivers. They can strike just like Bradley did for Spain Park. So don't be surprised if they don't go down the field and do the same thing. And
for Coach Vakakis, he's got to really keep the pedal to the metal here, as his team, I know they're feeling good, but they know that Beeson and company are very dangerous. Quick pass out to Winston. Jonah Winston on 2nd and 3rd effort keeps his feet and gets a 1st down and more out to about the 45-yard line. Another Salvatore's pizza and pasta 1st down.
Tell you who made that play. You look out there and you look at Crawford. Crawford did a heck of a job blocking the defender, and then that allowed Winston to break through right there. Great job by Crawford.
Out to the 44-yard line. Another quick pass. Able to find Winston again, and Winston able to get to midfield before Braden Matherson's able to bring him down.
And that same pass, same little stop pass out into the left flat that time, but the outside receiver didn't get that cornerback block. Cornerback falls in there and makes the tackle.
Second down and short now for the Buccaneers. Beeson going to hand it off. This time to J.R. Mosley. And Mosley looks like he has enough for another Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta first down. And they'll move the chains.
It's just not a lot of running room in that A-gap on both sides of the center. Landon Johnson does such a heck of a job for Spain Park, just plugging up that middle. That gives that linebacker a chance to step up and make the tackle. You got to put two people on that nose guard. No one guy can block him. That's obvious from this far in the first half.
So now they're in Jaguar territory at about the 45-yard line. Beeson again in the shotgun alone with 5 wide receivers. Finds one, and that one is a special one, but in and out of his hands, incomplete to Winston, his first drop of the night.
Well, he just tried to run before he caught the ball, and that's something that receiver coaches talk about it every day. Catch the ball first. It's like catching a punt. Catch the punt, then run with it. And Winston's done a great job of catching the ball so far. That time he just tried to take off, try to get a step on that defender.
Second down and 10 now for Hoover. Trailing 20-6. Move Warren back into the tight end position. Beeson now getting pressure. He's trying to run for his life, and he throws it, and a catch made. Great job of making that reception. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're Hoover at this time. And that's Keelan Jefferson on the reception.
Well, you can see Christian Smith again coming all the way from that backside, putting pressure on him. And Christian Smith's had a heck of a game so far. He's put a lot of pressure on Mac Beeson.
Third down and short. Fakes it to Jefferson. Now he's throwing it up for grabs. Has a receiver, and great job by the defensive back in order to try to bat it down just a little bit. Good job there by Joe Cross. He stands 6 foot, but he jumped up like he was a 7-footer.
Well, he had some help too. Beeson had to just throw that up in order to prevent being sacked. Throws it up, and the free safety comes over too and blocks the vision of that ball. Good job by the free safety. You got to think Chip English is going to go for it here on 4th and 3.
4th and 3, trailing 20-6 on senior night. Yes, I did say senior night for the home opener, and that's how it is here in Hoover with the Buccaneers.
They get a timeout.
So they're going to think about it a little bit with 7:17 to go here in the opening half. Bucks call a timeout on 4th and 3 as they trail 20-6.
Well, and what they've had good fortune throwing this little route out here into the slot and getting the block on that corner.
And it is an Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout. Would you know how to save a life? Addiction Prevention Coalition.
And I think it's a good call. I think going for it on 4th and 3 from your 37, 38-yard line of Spain Park, I think it's a good call. But at the same time, I think you give Beeson the option, get him on the corner. He can run for the first down. If he can, I'm sure Chip's telling him that. If not, he'll have a receiver that's open because those corners are going to stay with those receivers after what happened early in the game. Well,
when you look at it on the Spain Park side, if they can stop them here, how much is that a momentum boost for them?
That's a huge momentum. I mean, it just continues their momentum because they've got the momentum right now, no doubt.
4th down and 3. Timeout is over. And they need to get really to the 35 to make sure they have enough for the first. Mosley in the backfield. They sit him in motion. Now here comes the pressure by the Jaguars. Beeson is going to get it. He gets a first down and more. Mac Beeson close to the Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta first down. He gets that, and he's close to a Windows World red zone area. Gets brought down right at the 21-yard line.
That's a great job by Beeson. Linebackers dropped into their flat zones. Corners playing man. Great job by Beeson. As we see him here, he looks at the first option, tucks the ball and runs it. That's a really good job by Mac Beeson. I can tell you right now. Smart kid right there.
1st and 10 from the 21. Keeping it on the ground. And that is J.R. Mosley on the carry.
There's Landon Johnson making tackle 5 yards after the play starts.
So now 2nd and short, and they're inside the Window World red zone now.
Now you're thinking they're going to get the ball to Winston here any way they can.
Winston is split out on the near side, right outside of the view of the camera. But they go inside, and the ball is loose again. It's another fumble, and it looks like it's going to be picked up by Matherson.
He's got the ball. They're going to call him down, I believe.
Well, they may call him down. Yes, they will call him down and say it's 3rd down.
Yeah. And like college and NFL, you can watch them. They don't have any challenges there, so.
Timeout is called. We'll take a timeout with them. A key 3rd down coming up here in the Windows World Red Zone. You're watching Drummond Company Friday Night Rival presented by Mesrano Law Firm. We'll see if Hoover can continue this drive. Stay tuned. Welcome back. They put Jonah Winston, who is listed as the backup quarterback, into that position. More of a wildcat situation. And Spain Park smartly calls a timeout.
James, they had an unbalanced over here on the right side, so Spain Park's defense didn't adjust to that unbalance. They had one extra offensive lineman over here.
And Coach Bakakis is really talking to the officials about. They say, okay, I'll step over here, but I'm trying to figure out, well, you see?
Well, I think what he's saying is they got more than they should have in the backfield too, and that's.
Unless they had a bunch in the backfield, and this was the play before. And it looks like, was that a fumble?
Well, let's see.
Oh, yeah, I think it was.
Well, it could have been, but you don't know where his knees were, and we don't have the cameras to see it. I say he was down. Our cameraman says he was down, so he's got a better look than I do. But that was Mosley. When they get in the 3rd and short, Mosley's their guy. So let's see. Well, they're okay now. They've got 4 in the backfield. Unbalanced right.
And Winston coming in as the quarterback. Going to hand it off, and they look like they have enough for the 1st down. And they'll be able to move the chains.
Well, that was Jackson there, and Jackson hadn't played a lot of running back tonight. But right there, they put Jackson in there. That's Reggie Jackson. That's exactly who it was, running the football. First time we've seen him run the ball. And he did a good job on that left side over there behind Fields and Kohler and English. Good job by the left side of that offensive line of Hoover.
And now it's 1st and goal now for the Buccaneers, looking to dig their way out of this 20-6 deficit. Mosley in at running back, 3 wide receivers out to the far side. Beeson throws it back. And will they say it's a reception? Yes, they will. And he says he's just a yard short of the touchdown. So he's just a half a yard short. Good reception there by Avery Crawford, sliding down to make the catch.
No doubt, James. And I mean, you got to take that inside away from him. And he was able to go in there unabated. Anytime you let that receiver go inside, down inside the red zone, that's trouble. So imagine that'll be something Coach Fitzkakis and his coaches will talk about.
Mosley still in the backfield with Mac Beeson. Send Warren back over to the far side. Give it to Mosley into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown. And the crowd goes wild.
And you want to see them go for 1 here. 20-12. A lot of people want to see coaches go for 2. They want to kick that extra point and make it a 7-point game.
James Bryant will be on for the point after, and Jonah Winston will be his holder. Lights are back on. They have the fancy lights, as some people like to call it. Kick is blocked. Great job by Spain Park defense, able to get the block. And it's still an 8-point game in favor of Spain Park.
That's a touchdown run, and Mosley just running it right up the A gap there. Great job, especially by Troy English there at center, and Richard over there at right guard cleaning it up over there.
And let's go down to Austin Pratt, who has a special guest from Air Experts.
That's right, guys. I'm here with Jeremy Hale from Air Experts. Jeremy, why don't you tell me a little bit about Air Experts?
Okay, so Air Experts, we're a locally owned company right there on the 119 side, providing excellent service for customers in the Shelby County and Jefferson County areas.
Yeah, so with all the rising temperatures of this hot summer, what should people look for in their units and kind of make sure they're working properly?
Yeah, the first thing we probably need to look at and check is the fact that you get high utility costs or the unit's running a lot and not keeping temperature in the house. Probably need to call and have that checked.
And what's the best way for someone, a potential customer, to get in contact with you?
There's several ways. You can reach us online at theairexperts.net or 205-977-1642, or you can find us on Facebook too.
And what kind of plans do you guys offer?
So we offer a variety of plans, maintenance plans for residential customers. We call that our Air Expert Club maintenance plan. We also do full commercial building services as well, IEQ, and duct cleaning services, so we handle just about all your needs.
Well, thank you very much, Jeremy. Guys in the booth, back to you.
All right, thank you so very much for that. And it was C.J. Cowley who was able to make that long run. And I mean, he made it all the way down to the 1-yard line. And just like that, Spain Park regains the momentum, Rick.
Yeah, but we got a flag here. Got a block in the back, I'm assuming, but Cowley made a great run here. See where the block is.
During the return, block back on the kicking team. Kicking team, 10 yards from spotted foul, first down.
And J.J. Moultrie was the one who walked him down. And that's just letting you know the speed of Moultrie. He's able to run him down and save a touchdown, but the flag will bring it all back.
Yeah, that's a big penalty there, and that's one of the things that as coaches, you know, keep that helmet in front of the number.
So instead of first and goal from the 1, it goes all the way back to the mark of the infraction, all the way back down to the 25-yard line. And that's where Brock Bradley and company will take over with an 8-point lead and 4 minutes and 4 seconds left to play in this opening half. They're going to go with the shuttle pass on the inside. Good job there by Spain Park to get it to Connor Webb.
I like to play. They go jet motion all the way across the formation. He fakes it to the jet sweep and then just does the shuffle pass right there in there to him. And that's a great job. I like the design of that play. And the middle was wide open, but a linebacker came up and made that tackle after about a 5-yard gain.
Second down, they'll give him 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6. Bradley looking to throw, and will they call it a reception? No, looks like it'll be incomplete. It did touch the ground.
Bradley took a pretty good pop that time. You'll see it here. Bradley drops back. Just a bad throw that time. That's the first poor effort right there from Bradley. Every other pass has been Johnny on the spot for him.
Mason McClure, the intended receiver.
Now they're going unbalanced.
Bradley making the signal check. And now little dips and dive. Go by Shanks and looks again. He's going to go to the outside. And a good run there by Dakari Shanks. And looks like he has enough for a first down, and they'll move the chains. Great run by the senior.
Well, that's a great call, James, because that was a great run. He did a lot of that on his own. And he got one big block right there on the nose. But after that, Shanks just, boy, he did a great job watching his hips and moving and faking tacklers out. Great job getting his shoulder pads square upfield, making a big first down for the Jaguars.
Shanks so far doing it on the ground, a little bit over 25 yards rushing. Bradley with plenty of time. Looks like they're trying to set up something, but this time he smartly throws it out of bounds because it seems as though the defense for the Buccaneers sniffed that play out real quick.
Well, they tried to run just an old route where you go overload to the right side. They had one out about 12 to 15 and another one all the way down the field, and there was just nobody open. Great job by the secondary of Hoover right there to cover everything. Really a two-man route, and Bradley had nowhere to throw at that time, but a good job by the offensive line for Spain Park to give him that much time.
2nd down and 10 for the Jaguars. Once again, that power shift that you talked about. Everybody now on the near side. Pitch it out. Trying to find some room, but really can't do it, and eventually gets brought down and power slammed down. Justin Hartley and company right there to bring down C.J. Cowell.
Well, that's a great job by Hartley. I can tell you right now, he fought through a blocker, came through him, attacked his outside shoulder, so he'd have to come back inside. That's a great play. And you corners, you learn that you attack that outside shoulder because you got help inside, no help outside. Great job by Hartley.
3rd down and 9. They need to get to midfield for a first.
Momentum play right here, James.
Once again, another shift by the Jaguars. Quick pass. And quickly wrapped up and brought down. And yes, it's their nose tackle, Brandon Rudolph, who stuffed that one out and made the open field tackle.
Great job. He saw the fake, and then Rudolph takes off toward the bubble pass. Does a great job getting out in that flat. And boy, there was nothing there. Good throw by the quarterback. Just a great defensive play by the entire left side of the Hoover Bucks.
Less than 2 minutes to play. High kick, but short, and it will take a bounce for the Jaguars and go out of bounds. And make sure you stay tuned. Halftime, the Avadian Credit Union halftime coming up. Have some interviews, some highlights. A little bit of everything goes on at the Avadian Credit Union halftime. Make sure you stay tuned. We're about 1:30 away from halftime.
So Hoover's got 2 timeouts left, 1:30. They got plenty of time to take the ball down the field. I mean, they're 70 yards away from touchdown. With 2 timeouts, they can do just about everything that they've got in their package offensively.
And defensively for Spain Park, they've got to figure out a way to either get a turnover or make a stop.
Well, and they're going to put pressure on them in the middle. It's outside that Hoover's had their success.
So looks like they let the play clock run out.
Good call there, James. See, I wasn't even watching the play clock. Mac's got to have his eye on that play clock right in front of him. He's got to be cognizant of that.
Now 1st and 15 at the 25. Going to keep it on the ground. Good open field tackle made by Christian Smith. Good carry there by Jakari Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes just on an outside dive, and everything's base up over there on that side. All those receivers that are over there, all they're doing is blocking man up. Tackles blocking man up. It's all man blocking. Just try to create a seam. Didn't get much of one there.
Still keeping 4 wide receivers out there as Beeson receives the snap, getting some pressure, and he's been able to.
That's a fumble.
The fumble's the football.
That's a fumble.
And it looks like the Buccaneers were able to recover it. It just slipped out of his hand. It is a hot and steamy night here in Hoover, Alabama. Good job there by Strom Fan to get that ball.
Well, and when you see that, that's a fumble all day long. Mac breaks the pocket here. He steps up well, steps up, and he sees the receiver he wants to throw to, and there the ball goes out. That's a fumble all day. And boy, that's a good job by the lineman there to get on that football. Tough break for Mac. Mac's had a good night so far. But I'm going to tell you, it is hot, like you said. And that's the thing. A lot of quarterbacks will wear a towel on them. I don't see a towel on Mac. But You can't take that chance when you're down inside the 20-yard line, that's for sure.
19 seconds left. Timeout called now by the Buccaneers. They do have big play potential, and now may be the time to start to cash in on that.
Well, and they're, you know, as coaches now, what you're doing is you're just trying to get out of the half. And so what Chip's going to do here, I'd be surprised if he does not just run the ball and force Spain Park to take their last time out, James. I think that's the thing that they'll do.
And remember, Mr. Sparky, you shouldn't be left in the dark when it comes to your electrical panel. Trust America's on-time electrician. Get it done right and get it done safely. Call Mr. Sparky today, 205-590-5280.
So this is a big call. This is a big call for Chip English and his staff. Are they going to take a chance and try to hit Winston or one of those speedy receivers down the middle of the field? And they've had some success going down the middle. Or are they going to run the ball, force Spain Park to call timeout and punt from inside their 20-yard line?
Third and long. Going to keep it on the ground. And they're able to get some of those negative yards back and get back to the original line of scrimmage. And he's just stood up.
So Spain Park uses their final timeout with 5 seconds. Ooh, they're still running the clock. They don't.
Clock is still running. A.J. Allen was the last person to touch the ball, and they'll go into the locker room trailing by 8, 20-12. And a little bit of a shocker for the homestanding Buccaneer fans as their Hoover team trails. And for the visiting Jaguars, they're feeling upbeat because they could be history in the making. Only the third time possibly they have a chance to upend the homestanding Hoover Bucks. Stay tuned. We come back. We'll have the Avadian Credit Union halftime. Buccaneer marching band entertaining the fans here at the Hoover Met. Drum and Company Friday Night Rivals presented by Mesrena Law Firm. The Avadian Credit Union halftime show. James Red along with Rick Cleveland. And Rick, this has been a situation where we thought it would be a grudge match, but it's turned out the Jaguars have really outpaced the Buccaneers.
Well, they have, and I think one of the things that Tim Vakakis and his coaching staff have done, they have been switching strength and weakness, going from weakness to strength, and it's really making the defensive line do some stemming, and when they stem, they end up getting outside of a gap, and that's opened up some holes for the running game. But I'm going to tell you right now, the speed that Spain Park has exhibited on the outside has been amazing. Barber on an 87-yard touchdown pass on a little skinny, I call it just a skinny post inside. It's a slant's what it really is. Boy, he just outran everybody, including the lineman, on the official. Official lineman. That's a big run there, boy.
Let's take a look at the highlights. It started off with the Buccaneers really clicking on all cylinders. It was an easy pass over to Avery Crawford. He would take it 47 yards into the end zone for the opening score. The kick would fail. It'll be 6-0 in favor of the Buccaneers. But coming right back, C.J. Cowley would make the big catch, and it would be a halfback pass that would find Cowley in the back of the end zone for the score. And the point after attempt was good, 7-6. And then Connor Grebb gets a 17-yard pass. And what you were talking about before, Corey Barber would go 87 yards on the quick short pass, and he would run it all the way in, and that lead would expand. But finally, J.R. Mosley would get in on a 1-yard touchdown run. The kick was blocked, and that's where we find ourselves, 20-12 in favor of Spain Park. As we take a look at the halftime stats, it's really in favor of the Jaguars.
Well, there's no question there. They've rushed for only 21 yards, but what they've done is they've thrown the ball for 169 yards. They've been penalized 26 yards on 4 penalties. Hoover's been penalized 4 times for 18 yards. Neither team has a turnover, even though the ball has been on the ground a couple of times. That's heads-up play by linemen and receivers being around the play.
Fortis Institute bringing us our Friday Night Rivals stats. Fortis Institute, your life powered by learning. Should be an interesting second half. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll wrap up the Avadian Credit Union and get you ready for the second half of the City Showdown here in the city of Hoover. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching our Avadian Credit Union halftime, and now we're getting ready for kickoff. And since Spain Park won the toss and deferred, the Jaguars will have the ball back, and they have an 8-point lead as we're getting ready for the third quarter. As they take the field, and remember, they do have some speed and some young men who can take it to the house, but for the Buccaneers, their coverage team is maybe just as fast. Speed is in high demand here on the field tonight at the Hoover Met.
Well, and you look at that dead area between the 45 and the 30. There's a lot of room in there, and there's a lot of teams that would say we're going to try to kick the ball right in that dead area, see if we can't get on it before they get on it.
Shops of Grand River kickoff. Remember, shop at the Shops of Grand River, Birmingham's only outlet center. High kick, fair catch, and it'll be caught at about the 28-yard line, and that's where Spain Park will take over.
I like that. I like what Chip and Hoover did. They said, we're going to try some of that. And what does Spain Park do? They call for a fair catch. Smart football both ways.
So now for this offense that was able to get a lot of positive yards in the first half, grand total of 190 yards on 20 plays in Spain Park. And Brock Bradley, the young man who recently committed to Clemson, just a junior, but he's showing that he has those senior leadership tendencies at a young age. Barber going in motion. Bradley now getting blitzed, and he throws it away smartly, but he was getting a lot of pressure up the middle. Good job there by Justin Hartley.
Well, and I'll tell you right now, Bradley did a smart thing that time by throwing it away, because if he hadn't thrown it when he threw it, he'd have been sacked on about the 10-yard line. Good job by Bradley. A lot of pressure coming from that outside corner.
That outside linebacker, Justin Hartley, providing the pressure, second down and 10. And this is the pressure we really didn't see from the middle in the first half.
Right.
Now they're going to try to run it. Looks like they caught him in a blitz, and good job by the running back, Dakari Shanks. Ball is on the ground, but it looks like Spain Park was able to recover it, and it looks like they're close to a first down, maybe a yard short.
That's a great job by the defender there for Hoover to come in there and strip that ball, because, boy, Crowley had already picked up almost a first down. They stripped the ball and moved it back. Now it's a 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1. Breaks the line of scrimmage, and looks like Shanks has enough for the first down, and he does, and they'll be able to move the chains.
Well, that's just a straight dive right over right tackle. And you got a big old good-looking tackle right there that's just doing a great job. Jay Bell he's knocking people off the ball, and they run right behind him.
1st and 10 now from the 36 for the Jaguars. Quick pass, reception made, good spin move there by Andrew Thornton, and he's able to get close to another first down. Good tackle made by Dylan Bunkley.
You want to talk about a really good pass from a high school quarterback? From this half to this hash over here, nearest to us, all the way to the other hash outside. Great throw by Bradley.
Once again, a run up the middle, this time quickly wrapped up. Brandon Rudolph holds on to that leg and has Trey Sanders fall on top of Shanks.
You know, one thing you notice about Hoover's defense is one stopping him and somebody's trying to strip the ball.
Third down and short. Looks like he may have enough for the first down before he's pulled back. C.J. Cowley on the carry.
Now they run on that left side over there, and you got Craig and Hendricks over there. Good job clearing that side out for them. I think they put Greb over there too, and that's overloading that side.
Another Shops of Grand River first down. Pitch out to Cowley, and he has, wow, looks like he may have been brought down around the neck, but they don't call it.
I thought there was some movement there.
Cowley gets about 2 on that carry. Let's take another look at it. Quick pitch. And that paw just goes right over the top and then quickly pulls off. And Cowley wants to have a face mask, but not having it there. 2nd down and 8. Another handoff to C.J. Cowley, and this time Cowley moves forward. Tyson Bacon right there to add a little sizzle on the tackle.
That's a great job by the middle of that defense right there for Hoover. You got Rudolph and Drama in there and Bacon. That's a really good job by those 3. No, they're not getting a lot of penetration, but what they're doing is they're standing those offensive linemen up, and they're making the linebackers. That gives the linebackers a free shot on them.
Less than 15 seconds on the play clock now for Bradley and company on 3rd down. Give it to Cowley again. Looks like he's got some room to run. He eludes one defender, falls over his own lineman, but falls forward, but short of the first.
That big lineman out there in front of him is Hendricks. He's a sophomore, 5'11", 235. I'm telling you, when he gets on that edge, you put your hand on his back and go, and that's exactly what Cowley did that
They're
time.
going forward on 4th down. They make a shift, and it looks like Tyson Bacon, he had a little bit too much sizzle to start, and it'll be a 1st down now for Spain Park.
For those of you folks that remember the old Dallas Cowboys and their shift with their linemen.
Yes.
That's what Spain Park's doing. They're doing something similar to that, only just a little variation of it, and it's really bothering that front of Hoover.
Now in Buccaneer territory at the 42-yard line, Spain Park with an 8-point lead. Shanks back in at running back. Bradley fakes it to him, throws it long, has a receiver. Incomplete, but it was right there in the hands of his intended receiver, but in and out of the hands, and you just want to have that one back.
Here we see it. It's about 11-step drop back there, and Bradley throws it, and the receiver has beat the defender. He goes up to try to get the ball. The defender knocks it out of his hands when it's on his back. Good play by the safety.
I mean, just in and out of his hands. Second down and 10. Keeping it on the ground. Good job by Shanks. And Shanks able to get some positive yards to set up 3rd down.
First time they've run the jet sweep, and that's Kelly in the, sorry, that was Shanks in motion there, coming across on the jet sweep, and boy, he picked up about 6-7 yards there. I like the design of that play because he had a big lineman out in front of him.
Third down and 4. With plenty of time, throwing long. Oh, in and out of the hands again, this time intended for Andrew Thornton, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that was a perfect throw by Bradley. I'm telling you, Thornton, it just went in his hands and out. Good coverage, too. I mean, the corner was right up there with him, and great throw.
And it looks like for the 2nd time in this drive, the Jaguars are going to try to go for it.
Well, you really, I mean, why wouldn't you go for it here? You're thinking about it. You got 4th and 5. You've had a lot of success running on the edge.
They send Barber in motion, going for a quick pick play. Reception made, trying to get 2nd and 3rd effort, but can't have it. Good defensive play there by Dylan Buckley, able to get the tackle. Mitchell Frazier unable to get the 1st down, and they get the ball back on downs on the Buccaneers.
Well, and there's where you see a receiver doesn't make the block. You got an outside receiver that doesn't make the block, and his man comes up and makes the tackle. And that's what they've been having a lot of success with earlier. Just didn't work this time. You see Coach Fakakis, he's not real happy with that young receiver.
Good job there defensively by the Buccaneers. So now their offense will have it in good field position at the 41-yard line. Mac Beeson handing it off to Hayes, and Hayes is stonewalled right after a 1-yard gain.
Boy, you can't even see who made that tackle. There are about 4 of them right there, white jerseys, right there to make the tackle.
Landon Johnson being one of them at 5'10", 330.
And E.J. Curley was right there too. So Landon Johnson's a big time. I'm telling you, that big guy right there has played one heck of a football game.
Less than 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. First, second half possession now for Hoover. Catch is made into Jaguar territory. Good reception there by Jonah Winston. And Winston able to once again show and prove that he's a versatile athlete here for the Buccaneers. And a Salvatore pizza and pasta first down.
He just went into that dead zone right in the middle of the field. Good route by Winston.
Keeping it on the ground is J.R. Mosley, and he's able to get maybe 2 yards on that one.
There's E.J. Curley right there to make the tackle again. And I'm going to tell you, he's there. You run the ball in the middle of the field, E.J. Curley is somewhere to be found. Between him and Landon Johnson, that's 2 forces to be reckoned with for this Spain Park.
Seem like the momentum now is shifting toward the Buccaneers. Can the Jaguars paw their way back to gain the momentum? Stay tuned. We'll see. Drummond Company Friday Night Rival presented by Masreno Law Firm continues after this break. Stay tuned. Second down and long now for the Buccaneers. Quick pass, reception made by Winston. Jonah Winston trying to find some room to run, and he does. Keeping his feet, and the ball is loose. But the Buccaneers knock it out of bounds. Great job and great awareness there by the receiver to knock it out of bounds, but another first down for the Buccaneers.
That's a great job by Beeson. You're going to see here, they send a stunt right here from these linebackers, called a twist, and Beeson gets rid of the ball quick. Great job by Winston. Get that ball in the outside arm. He does. And he fumbles the ball, and that's a hazard. Tough job there by Winston, but you got to keep that ball tucked inside.
Keeping it on the ground, trying to find a sliver of room to run, and he does. About a 7-yard gain for the Buccaneers. Another good carry there, and they're able to move the ball forward. Keelan Jefferson getting some time.
And there's another thing that Chip English talked about, trying to get more ball carriers some carries, and they're spreading it around, and that's the second time I think Jefferson carried the ball tonight. Good point right there, James. Yeah.
And the whistle stops, flag goes down. Looks like had some movement along the line. It'll push him back 5.
Start.
Yeah, that was a quick snap.
5 yards.
You know what you try to do sometimes offensively, James, is you try to get a play in there before they're set. And that's exactly what I think Mac Beeson did that on his own. And, well, one of the offensive linemen was moving, trying to get set, and they snapped the ball. I like Mac Beeson doing that, though.
How hard is that to mimic at practice to try to go fast?
It's really tough. Good point.
Second down now and about 7. Quick pass, quick wrap up, and quick tackle. Winston on the reception. And that was Carter Holloway on the tackle.
Excuse me, pal. You see that? You see how much pressure is getting through there? They let them through that time because they wanted to hit that pass quick to Winston, and the linebackers were gone. If Winston could have got into that seam, he'd have scored. The one you see doing that is Masterson. You look at number 11. I'm sorry, number 0, and here they come again.
Third down and short. Beeson with plenty of time, can't find anybody open. He's pointing, quick pass, almost intercepted, and it is. The Jaguars with the interception. Running it back, and there's nobody left there for him. He's going to try to take it all the way. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Wow.
Peyton Wood.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness, what a play. Peyton Wood with the return and the score.
That's an unbelievable play by Peyton Wood. I'm going to tell you right now, he's right where he's supposed to be in his drop zone. Ball gets tipped. He tips it. He catches it, and then he goes almost 70 yards from the down marker. Oh, I'm telling you, great play by Peyton Wood.
People's Bank of Alabama touchdown, and special players make special plays, and in big games, sometimes those special players come out of nowhere. A point after attempt is up, and it is good. 4:30 left to play here in the third quarter, and we thought Hoover was knocking on the door, but Peyton Wood shut the door, and he put the wood on top of it to keep it closed. It was just a tip play, and they call it the tip drill, and Wood said, you know what, I'm going to take it to the house, and nobody's going to catch it.
No, that's a great job, but you got to give a lot of credit right there to that defensive lineman, Zach Erickson, coming up and putting pressure on him, as well as number 65, you see him in there, John Luthenbacher. Boy, that's a good job by those two defensive linemen.
We take a break, we come back, we see if Hoover can try to switch the momentum, but right now it's all Jaguars. Stay tuned. And the band and the fans are really feeling it right now. 27-12, Spain Park, and you see the alumni there, and the parents are really hyped up about this one.
You know, I really want to emphasize this. When you see two defensive linemen come up and put that kind of pressure like Zach Erickson did and like John Luthenbacher did, and they're really trying to contain. And, boy, that's a great job by those two young men. And then to see that defensive back, really a linebacker, step up like Peyton Wood, who's listed as a defensive lineman.
Right,
so,
and it throws you off a little bit.
It sure does.
Shops of Grand River kickoff. Remember, make sure you shop Shops of Grand River, Birmingham's only outlet center.
They've been pooching every time. Let's see if they keep doing that.
Josh Tulios on for the kick, and it's another high kick. And this time they're going to try to run it back. Chris Warren on the return, and he gets it out to about the 40-yard line. So right now, if you're Hoover, do you change your game plan at all?
No, I don't think you change your game plan. I just think you execute better. And I don't think their plan is bad. I just think it's just hadn't been successful. And you got to give credit there for Eli Smallwood, big tackle on that kick return there as well. But that may not be right. They may have 2 4s. I think that was Christian Holloway, that made that tackle. So, boy, when they have duplicate numbers, it's tough. It is really tough.
Especially on special teams.
Yep, you're right.
Beeson now got to work himself out of a hole. Got some time. Pitch and catch, reception made. This time to J.R. Mosley, and Mosley has enough for a first down in the Jaguar territory.
You notice how deep these linebackers are dropping for Spain Park. Matherson was almost 15 yards deep, and they throw that ball to Jackson underneath, and Matherson comes off of the guy he's covering to make that tackle.
And now we got a player down. Looks like he may be suffering from some cramps. They're working on that left leg right now. And you got to hydrate, because this weather was cool for a few days, but then the heat of the summer really kicked back in.
You know, and that's really something that parents need to know, and I'm sure coaches tell them this. But, you know, these Hoover players and Spain Park players need to start hydrating for next week tonight. Yes. They need to be hydrating all week long. You can't drink enough water. You know, you can buy all these substitute drinks that may have a lot of sugar in them, but the best thing you can do is drink water, and talk to your Encore trainers or whoever your trainers are, in this case Encore, and see what they prescribe for you to prevent that.
And that's Arnold Bush, their starting cornerback, so he's out of the game right now. Warren, tight end, finally gets up to the line of scrimmage. Beeson with plenty of time. Throwing it long, has a receiver just out of the reaching arms of his intended receiver, and it was just right there. Jonah Winston, the intended receiver.
That's a simple old route that we've been running for about 50 years. It's called 4 vertical. Only that time it was 3 vertical, and they just all go straight down the field. If you're on a hash, you go down the hash. If you're on the sideline, you go down the numbers. And, boy, I'm going to tell you right now, he had Winston open. You got to put a little air under that ball, quarterbacks, and let Winston run under it and get it. His speed will catch up to that football, I promise you, if you put enough air under it.
Jakari Hayes coming back in now for the Buccaneers as time starts to wind down here in the third quarter. 3:55 left. Beeson gets it out to Chris Warren, and Warren has enough for a first down. They'll get another opportunity to move the chains. Another Shops of Grand River first down.
Well, and there's again Spain Park sending the house. That's David Bush, the defensive coordinator, who's done a tremendous job.
Trying for a nice quick pass out to Hayes, but the defense is right there to wrap him up, but they couldn't. Great job by Hayes to pick his feet up. Jakari Hayes runs his way over to another first down, and now they're in the Windows World red zone. Simply the best for less Window World.
Well, great job right there. When you look out there and see that big 6'4" receiver out there stalk blocking, it's hard to get around him, and that was a good job right there by that big guy. When you look at Chris Warren, that big tight end, he was doing a great job blocking downfield, and I think that's what they're talking about right now.
And it looks like the coaches right now is talking, and he's just trying to make sure that they...
I don't see a flag. Yeah, I do see a flag.
There is a flag, and it looks like it may be coming back. Let's see what the flag is.
It's going to be holding. It's got to be holding. Oh. Wow. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. That surprises me because I thought they might have caught Warren out there holding. Something obviously happened that shouldn't have happened. That won't make Tim Vakakis very happy. I can promise you that.
No doubt about it. And now they're deep into the red zone. And for the defense that's been out there for a good little while, for about 4 or 5 minutes, they've got their back against it. First and goal now from about the 5. Beeson going to hand it off. Second and third effort gets him inside the 5. Jakari Hayes on the tackle.
Boy, Hayes ran that ball inside tough. He kept driving those legs. That's another thing for you young running backs. Keep pumping those legs. Once contact is made, you keep driving those legs toward that goal line when you get down in this red zone.
Second down, looks like it'll be from the 3-yard line.
We got some kind of penalty. Looks like unsportsmanlike over here. Must be a lot of talking going on down there. And
let's see what the official call will be. Or is it a call?
Nope. It just...
All right. So it'll be second down after the conversation.
I like preventive officiating. I do. Got a new running back in there now.
And that's Drake Hibbert. I checked that.
Yep.
Keelan Jefferson.
Yep.
And that's Jefferson in for the score. Another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown for Keelan Jefferson. And just like that, the momentum shifts back to the Buccaneers. Now they trail 27-18. The People's Bank of Alabama touchdown.
Good job by Hoover there. Great job by play calling by Chip. And boy, I'm going to tell you, that offensive line, we got to talk about them a little bit too, because they have withstood the storm. They've picked up all kind of stunts and just done a great job picking up the blitzes as well.
Bryant on for the point after attempt. Kick is up and is good. 2:44 left here in the third quarter. 27-19, and we've got a barn burner as the lights flicker here at the Hoover Met. They've got a little bit of everything here, but right now what we've got is a good football game. Beeson handing it off to Jefferson, and he's in for the easy score.
You know, those linemen we're talking about, T.J. Fields, Kohler at left guard, English at center, Richard at right guard, Storm. Okay.
Stay tuned. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll see if the momentum can shift again. It's a seesaw battle, but right now the Jaguars still have a 27-19 lead. Stay tuned. After the quick touchdown by Jefferson, 27-19 is your score. Bryant to kick off. And Cowley back deep, and he'll have a returnable ball from his own 5. Here comes C.J. Cowley. Cowley getting pursued, and he Maybe coming back. They have a flag. He goes airborne down at about the 36-yard line, but we've got a man down and a flag down all the way back at the 20-yard line. Make that the 14.
Yeah, it's a block in the back, and it's going to come back. It'll probably be inside the 10-yard line.
And we've got another player down. Cowley is down for Spain Park, and he did go airborne.
Well, I'm going to tell you, anytime you get up in the air like that and then you get collisioned while you're in the air, that's tough. And he took a good lick.
And throwing it out of his own end zone, reception made, big hit. Good hit by D.K. Bolden. Reception made by Barber.
That's a great job by Bradley. He just stood right firm in the pocket, throws the ball over the outstretched arms of the defensive lineman, and Barber running right through the middle makes a great catch, immediately tackled.
Second down and short now. The first play was a flag that pushed them back, but then that reception moves them back in much favorable field position. Barber now going in motion.
Yeah, smoke motion. You see them, they're still moving. That whole left side of Spain Park is moving.
Now instead of second and short, they're looking at second down and about 8 yards to go.
Well, and what Hoover's doing is Hoover is stemming with them. As they move, they're stemming laterally.
Barber now going in motion to the far side. Bradley with plenty of time finds a receiver in Barber, and he has the speed to take it all the way, but he does not take it all the way, but enough for a first down, and he gets him out of the hole. Corey Barber with the reception.
Boy, I'm going to tell you, that's some kind of pass right here. You're going to see it again. Here goes Bradley. Gets a good drop, good fake, frees the linebackers, throws the ball across the middle. Boy, that is a great catch by Barber on his backside. Protect that football, son.
Shanks with second and third effort gets a 1 yard gain, makes it into a 5 yard gain. And now they're right at midfield. And Bradley throws a pretty ball.
Well, he does. And the thing about it is he gets it up over the outstretched arms of those linemen who know that they're to get their arms up when they can't get the quarterback.
Second down and 5 now. Give it again to Shanks. Here comes Shanks. He gets to the line of scrimmage. This time he stonewalled Trey Sanders and company, able to stop his forward momentum. They may give him 1 yard right at midfield to bring up third down.
Well, Big Jay Taylor out there in front of that play, and he's down there. He looks like he's got a cramp. Tell you, Spain Park's playing a big offensive lineman that I hadn't got on my chart, but he's been impressive all night long, and that's Jaden Craig. And I want to tell you, he's big number 77 on your screen, and he has done a tremendous job over here at right tackle.
Got to water him down right now. And Coach V, as he's affectionately called, he's got to try to keep his team motivated to try to finish this quarter out and start the fourth quarter with the momentum on their side. And for the Buccaneers, they're trying to really switch that momentum back to give the ball back to their offense.
You know, when you talk about Tim Vakakis, his dad, Jim Vakakis, was a longtime coach here in Alabama. But the guy that when you talk to Tim Vakakis, it made a real difference in his life, is Bob Newton, the head coach at Homewood for many, many years. And Tim just can't say enough about the difference that he made in his life as a coach. So kudos to Bob Newton, who's made a difference in lots and lots of people's lives, lots of players, and lots of coaches.
Third down.
See, there they go stemming.
Bradley pitches it out. Fumble on the play. The ball is loose.
Hoover.
Looks like Hoover has the ball, and they do. When you pitch it, sometimes it can be dangerous. And just like that, they get the ball back. Good play there by Donnell Williams.
Being in the right place at the right time has its benefits, and Donnell Williams was Johnny on the spot right there. Here we go. See the pitch. Catch the ball with your hands. Booted it with his feet, and Donnell Williams is right there to make the play.
And they practice those fumble drills, and a lot of times guys are like, why are we doing this? This is why you do it.
Yep. Well, this is a great time. Coaches, play callers love at a point like this at midfield to hit the home run ball. Let's see if Beeson goes deep now to Winston or one of these other speedy receivers.
Jeremiah Tabb is number 2 all the way out on the far side. You've got Winston on the near side and Warren split out. But it looks like we're going to have a timeout call.
Something to celebrate for tonight's Hunger Challenge. Spain Park currently at 15,000.
And the timeout is called. If you're Spain Park at this point, your defense has been out there for the majority of this quarter. They may be fatigued right now.
Yeah, that's a great point, James. And the thing about it is these big defensive linemen have really put pressure on Beeson. They're wearing down now. You see their hands on their hips and stuff like that. Well, they're wearing down. They're starting to send, what they've done the last series or two is they've started sending those 2 linebackers in, put more pressure on them in gaps. Call it a twist stunt when you do it from the outside. Do the same thing from the inside with a tackle and an inside linebacker. That's where they put pressure with Beeson. See if they do that now, because this is home run ball time. This is the time you go for everything after a turnover, and the defense hadn't had a big break. We're back here in cover 2. Got 2 safeties.
So from midfield, Mac Beeson and company taking over offensively. Beeson's going to go for a home run ball, throwing it long, and he just outthrows his intended receiver. Avery Crawford was that intended receiver, but he just couldn't get under it.
Well, and he outran that corner. He absolutely outran him, and now the corner's down. That looks like Arnold Bush.
That is Arnold Bush, and looks like he may be cramping again. And remember, he left the game with cramps, and when you exert yourself just like that for a second time, it doesn't take much for your body to say, uh-oh, I'm locking up.
Yeah, and he did. He locked up. You see that trainer out there with his leg raised in the air, and, well, I'm going to tell you, there's nothing more painful than that for a football player to go down with a cramp. He's running. He's playing defense, running with a receiver who's pretty doggone fast going forward. He's going backwards, and Buddy, it caught up with him there.
And remember, Freddie Frozen Custard and Steak Burger celebrates our local high schools and their athletic departments. Drop by one of our 7 convenient locations today and try our new Reese's Caramel Peanut Butter Cup Concrete, guaranteed to knock the hot off. Freddie Frozen Custard and Steak Burger. That will knock the hot off, but add the pounds on. Okay, I'm just trying to figure that one out.
That's a good one. You know, James, we're kind of in a pickle here in Alabama. We need high school football officials.
Yes.
We're having to reschedule games from Friday night to Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you're one of those guys who loves the game, find you a association to find you an association to get involved with and become a football official. We need football officials all over this state of Alabama, and we need young people to start giving back to the game that gave them so much.
Now they do have some young people who want to know, can they start officiating even while they're in high school?
Yeah, they can. They can do park ball. They may even can do some middle school ball. You know, I'm taking a chance to answer that, but you can sure get in touch with the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and they will get you in touch with whatever area of the state you're in and put you in touch with the right people.
2nd down and 10 now for the Buccaneers. They trail 27-19. This is their home opener, also senior night, and it's their rivalry night in the City Showdown here in Hoover. Trying to run a quick play. They find a receiver. Able to make the play is Hunter Purdue, and that's the first time we've called Purdue's name tonight.
Tell you what, that was a great fake right there by Mac Beeson. The linebackers froze. He faked that ball in there to the running back, and I'm going to tell you, Mosley made a great fake himself. Linebackers froze, and the receiver got right where those linebackers should have been dropping. Great pass, great execution by Hoover.
Full wide receiver set, first down now in Jaguar territory again as the third quarter comes to a winding close. Beeson with time, has some room to run. He decides to do that, keeps his feet, has enough for another first down, and he refuses to go down. He gets another shot to Grand River first down right at the 20-yard line, and that will end the third quarter here at the Hoover Met.
You know who's 20 yards downfield to make that tackle? That's the nose tackle, Landon Johnson. Chase Mac Beeson down.
Wow, Landon Johnson will end the third quarter. We're going to the fourth quarter, and what a game we've had. We've had turnovers, big plays, great defensive plays, and special teams. But right now, it's the Jaguars holding on 27-19, but can the Buccaneers swashbuckle their way back to the lead? Stay tuned. We'll have more Drummond Company Friday Night Rivals presented by Masreno Law Firm coming up right after the break. Three quarters down, 1 quarter of regulation to go here at the Hoover Metropolitan Stadium, the Hoover Met, known by most. Keeping it on the ground, trying to find some room to run the other way is Ja'Cory Hayes, but the Jaguars are right there to corral him.
You look in there, Landon Johnson, Gregory, Walker, Christian Smith. Boy, it's tough to run on that front.
Second down and 9 now for the Buccaneers. Right at the 20-yard line. Beeson has some room, finds Warren, and Warren gets hit immediately by Braden Masterson, but not before he's able to get some positive yards to bring up third and short inside the 15.
You know, we used to call that the tight end dump. You know, you just fake the dive and look up and throw the tight end going right down the hash mark. Well, that time, Warren did a good job to go to the dead zone spot, and Beeson hit him right there. Good tackle by Masterson, though.
Amari Towns is split out on the near side, number 7. We haven't called his name tonight. They're going to go over to him. Towns jumps up and he makes the play. Amari Towns with his first People's Bank of Alabama touchdown. He enters the game, and just like that, he makes the play, and we've got a close ball game.
Well, when you get a big kid like that, he just goes up, throw the ball up high, and let him go get it like going to get a rebound. Great throw by Mac Beeson. Great catch by Towns.
Haven't called his name all night tonight. The junior able to get his first touchdown of the season.
Now, we're going to go for 2 here if we're Hoover. I like the call. I really like the call. We got 10:38 to go in the fourth quarter, down by 2. Hoover decides, Chip English decides to go for 2.
Hayes in the backfield with him. Beeson got time, throws, catch made. 2-point conversion made. Ja'Cory Hayes on the reception. Just like that, we got a tie ball game.
Divide right out. That back goes in motion away, goes into the flat, cuts in toward the pylon. Beeson throws it right at the pylon, and there's the back to catch the ball. Great pass, good route, single coverage. That's tough. That's tough. He had the inside open. When you've got that inside alley, there's no way that defender can intercept it. All you hope he can do is he can make the tackle before he crosses the goal line.
Great job by Towns. I mean, he just jumps over the defender.
Yeah.
And you see the 2-point conversion. They were able to find Hayes at the right time.
See him inside. There's no way you can defend that.
So just like that, we've got a brand new ball game. 10:38 left in regulation, and we're all tied up at 27 apiece. It was 27-19, then 27-25. 2-point conversion ties it up. Bryant on to do the kicking. The Shops of Grand River kickoff.
Good job to call for a fair catch there.
Fair catch called. And now for Spain Park and Brock Bradley. We'll see what kind of drive they can create here in the fourth quarter. Ball security will be paramount, but also moving the ball down the field.
Well, and what you're trying to do here is you want to make a couple of first downs. You want to try to seize the momentum right now. You don't necessarily want to go for home run balls or anything like that. You want to go with the 4 best plays that you've had all night, stick with them, and see if we can't make a couple of first downs here for Spain Park. Those big offensive linemen, you really got to depend on them now. They got to bow their necks and create some vacancies up there for those running backs.
First down. Pitch and catch reception made. Good catch there by Corey Barber.
Well, you can tell.
Now time for our Children's of Alabama Smile Cam. One of our fan favorites. Remember, Children's of Alabama, we are here for every child. And I think she is looking at video. And now, oh, there it is. There's a smile. I think she got somebody to send her a message, said you're live on television on My 68. Keeping her on the ground is Shanks, and this time Shanks can't go anywhere fast. That defensive front, Pa Drama, able to make that tackle.
Well, you're talking about a well-coached defensive line that time. You had the guards, both guards pulling that time. It's called a counter play, and those defensive linemen got in those guards' hips and went with them, and there was nowhere for the running back to go. Great job by that defensive line of Hoover on a counter.
3rd down and 3. They need to convert to keep the drive alive. Another power shift. Pitch out. Shanks pushes his way forward, gets the first down and more. They still haven't brought him down, and now he gets another Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta first down.
That's huge right there. It's just a old Dallas sweep, if you want to call it. Just toss the ball out there, and here he comes. Well, we're not going to see that one, I don't think. But anyway, just a toss right. Got those linemen out in front.
Cam Torber there on the tackle. And now on first down, they don't go anywhere fast. The Buccaneers able to sniff that one out with Shanks on the carry.
Well, that was Big Rudolph right there. 5'11", 300-pound nose guard. But it's hard to block him. He just kind of smothered the running back.
Only a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Getting some pressure. Good job by Bradley. Wow, but this time he gets dunked and just smacked down. Cam Torber once again making the big play, and that's a tackle for a loss.
Big job by Torber. You watch him right there. He's going to cut back. Bradley does right into Torber. Looks like his daddy there. His daddy made a lot of plays like that.
And that is our wing stop of the game. Cam Torber able to bring down Brock Bradley. 3rd down and long.
Sending the house.
Bringing the heat was Torber. Now Brock able to really get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he's brought down again. He's able to get up, and he looks like he's okay. Justin Hartley there to make the tackle.
Well, he had 2 guys deep, and I'm talking about deep. They were in touchdown area. You got to run a route to get a first down there, and Bradley had 2 receivers that were deep. I'm 30 yards deep. Didn't have anybody at the 12 to 15, and that's what he needed.
Tulios to punt for Spain Park. Moultrie back deep along with Winston. Tulios kicks it.
Good punt.
Over to Moultrie. He has the ability to take it to the house. J.J. Moultrie. And this time he's brought down right at about the 25-yard line.
Got to give a lot of credit right there to Masterson. He set the edge. They couldn't get outside him, so he had to turn it back in, and Moultrie can go the distance.
We take a break. We come back. We're all tied up at 27 apiece. 7:31 left in regulation. Stay tuned. What we saw was an outstanding first play, and look at Act Equipment. Remember, Act Equipment is the premier dealer for parts, services, and sales of new and used equipment, locally owned and operated. We serve Central Alabama. We will provide free pickup and delivery of all equipment sales and services within a 30-mile of our location in Aniana. Act now, 205-379-8292, or visit actequipment.net for more details. 27 apiece. Here come the Bucks. Nice run there by Jefferson. Keelan Jefferson on the carry, and he's able to get some positive yards, a yard short of the first down.
So what Chip English has done is he's alternated 4 running backs in, and Jefferson's fresh. I'm talking about his legs are pure, and he's got plenty of energy. They're running the edges now. Let's see if they can stop him.
Beeson. Great move there by Avery Crawford. Here comes Avery Crawford. He pushes off a defender and finally goes down in Jaguar territory. Another Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta first down for the wide receiver from the Bucks.
They're going to run hurry up now. That was an RPO. It's what you call a run pass option. They fake the dive. Beeson pulls it, hits the receiver on the run. Boy, that's a great play right there.
Quick pass in a hurry. And does he hold on to it? No, he can't hold on to it. Lightning couldn't strike twice for Crawford.
Trying to run some hurry up. Those RPOs are something that was brought in, and it's a big thing now in high school football. Quarterback has the option to either give the dive or pull it and throw to that little receiver running right down the middle of the field, or running an out, or running whatever route they go with it.
Mosley in the backfield along with Beeson at quarterback.
That's the hard thing for the quarterback, James. He's got to let them get set. He's trying to get them off the line of scrimmage as quick as he can, and he's snapping the ball while the lineman is still not set. So that hurts.
So now 2nd and 15 for the Buccaneers.
You got Warren out here on a smaller corner.
Keeping it on the ground and doing enough just to keep him honest.
I don't think there's any doubt now. As a play caller, what Chip's thinking about is we're in 4-down territory. We're down here inside the 30. We're on about the 31-yard line. We got 2 plays to make 11 yards. Let's see what we can do here.
3rd down and long. That wide receiver to your near side is Amari Towns, who's already caught 1 touchdown pass. He's shown that he can outleap everybody else on Spain Park's team. Jefferson in the backfield along with Beeson. Beeson getting some pressure, throws a bullet and high, intended for Chris Warren, is tight end and incomplete.
Great job by Christian Smith. Boy, he's done a great job from that outside linebacker spot, coming in and putting pressure on Mack.
So now we're looking at 4th and long.
He's going to kick a field goal here.
Field goal will give them the lead. Remember, we're all tied up at 27. And this will be about a 48-yarder.
Yeah.
And it looks like Jonah Winston will be the holder.
The thing is here, you got to get this ball up quick. You get it blocked, it'll be 6 the other way.
For the lead. Kick is high. And does it make it? Yes, it does. Bryant once again. He did it in South Florida, and he does it at home here at Hoover.
That's amazing. Isn't that amazing?
It had just enough lift to get through the uprights. And just like that, Hoover has really worked their way back into this one, and they have a 3-point lead with less than 6 to play.
48 yards. That's pretty strong in high school. Great job by the snapper, the holder, and the kicker. Good job.
Great job, and Brian kicked a 36 or a 38-yarder. We're going to take a break. We come back, we'll see if the Bucks defense can continue their momentum, or will Spain Park try to find a way to get back in this when they trail now by 3? Stay tuned.
We got plenty of time. We've moved the ball all night. Let's just do what we do best. And, you know, we're only down by one. You know, we're one pass down, one run down. Really not that. You're only a field goal down. So you're in good shape. You're in good shape, guys.
James Bryant on again for the kickoff. Another high sky kick, fair catch caught. And the ball is caught at the 31-yard line. Another Shops of Grand River kickoff. Remember, make sure you shop the Shops of Grand River, Birmingham's only outlet center.
Now, if you're the defensive coordinator for Hoover, one of the things you're really looking at is I'm going to put pressure on this quarterback. And that's what David Bush has got to do. I mean, you got to put some pressure on on Brock Bradley. You give him time, he can split you apart.
Bradley from his own 31. Barber in motion. They give it to Barber. They're going to pitch it back, try to in around, and now they give it back to the quarterback, Bradley. He's trying to find a receiver. He's throwing it. Nobody's there. Reception made. Dipsy-do misdirection back to Barber. Barber gets a first down and more into Buccaneer territory. Wow, I'm just happy that I kept up with him. The Salvatore's first down, pizza and pasta.
I'm glad you're the play-by-play guy, pal. That's some kind of call. We got a double reverse here. We're going to pitch it back to the quarterback, and then Bradley's just going to throw it. He's got 2 men open. He says, okay, let's throw it to the fastest guy on the field in white. Goodness gracious alive. Still fighting for yardage. Here we go. Yep, we got some illegal movement up there on the offensive line. I don't know if I've ever seen that play before. 46 years, I've never seen that. Double reverse, throw it back to the quarterback, hit Barber streaking down the sideline. Great
Which was
call.
the original person who started the reverse.
Right, that's right. That's exactly right. They got to quit kicking himself in the foot, though. You can't be going backwards.
And I think that may be our ACT equipment coach's call right there. That was a pretty good call by Fakakis.
Great job.
1st and 15 now. Bradley looking for a receiver, has one wide open, catch is made, has some room to run, and he's eventually brought down right there inside the Windows World red zone. But another good play there by the Jaguars.
That's Graham. That's your baseball player, but he's a football player tonight. I'm going to tell you, he got wide open running down that sideline. Same play that they ran to score. Watch him here now. Watch Graham. He's here at the slot back. Goes in motion. He's going to go outside, out and up. Nobody's with him. The corner went with Barber. Boy, that's a great design play right there.
Connor Rebb. Now they're going with a larger lineup.
Yep.
And once again, they've got motion, movement along that front.
Wow. I'm going to tell you right now, an offensive line coach is just going absolutely crazy. Well, my guys just not sitting in there and jumping back. They were down on about the 2-yard line. It's going to be back down, what, to 7?
Yes. They brought in Ryan Brazil, the fullback. Let's see if he's going to stay in the game or they're going to swap him out.
First time we've called Brazil's name tonight.
Yeah, he was in at fullback along with Shanks in there at running back. Let's see how it's going. Yeah, he's still in there. So it's Brazil and Shanks in the backfield along with Bradley. Going to hike it, give it to Shanks. Shanks is in for the score. Touchdown. Another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown. Shanks in for the score. And just like that, Spain Park regains the lead.
We went to old-fashioned football that time. We lined up in the eye and ran lead right. And there he goes. I'm telling you right now, Shanks was not going to be denied. Guys, this is big boy on big boy right here. This is all man-o, man-o.
Dakari Shanks, after the penalty, still able to get into the end zone as easy as it could have been from 1 yard out. It was there from 6 yards out. Point after attempt is blocked.
Yep.
And that was J.J. Moultrie once again using his speed to get the block.
And that's huge because it makes it a field goal game instead of a 4-point game. That's big. Good job by the Bucks. They come in from, ooh, watch this. Watch Brazil. Good block out there. Boy, Callie's not going to be denied there. That was Shanks, so Shanks goes into that end zone. Boy, great job. Great play call over there by Coach Vakakis and his staff. Line up in the eye, and here we come. That's big boy football right there, guys.
Hasn't been since 2015 as the Jaguars of Spain Park has been able to say they've defeated the Buccaneers of Hoover. With Shanks' touchdown, they're 4 minutes and 11 seconds away from saying that this senior class for Hoover won't walk away with another win from the senior class of the Jaguars of Spain Park.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is fun. This is fun to see these kids laying it on the line. There's no quitting either one of these teams. Lots of pride, lots of hot work in summer. Get in that August heat. And boy, they are laying it on the line and saying, here we come get us.
The Shops of Grand River kickoff.
You know, I wonder, James, if he can kick it deep.
I think he can.
Well, if he can, I believe I'd try to kick it deep on him one time.
I don't know about that. Remember, J.J. Moultrie took one back 99 yards last week in South Florida. You may want to stay away from him. Here comes the kick. Another sky kick. And good field position now once again for the Buccaneers across the 40. But we do have a player down for Spain Park.
Don't tell me that's Masterson, that linebacker, because
it looks like it is Masterson, and he's down and his helmet is off, which is not good after a play.
That is Braden Masterson down.
And looks like he is moving and he is up. That's good. And he got up and he's moving right away. Like nothing happened. I don't think he realized that he needs to take a play off.
Yeah.
As it looks like we have a few showers that may be coming in. We hope not, but we may have a little bit coming in. Window and door installation are two areas that sometimes end up more time consuming and costly than intended when you do it yourself. This is frustrating, and remember, we've got you. Call Window World. Let the pros help you. Our professionals can help you save money. Call 205-916-2189 or visit us online at windowsworldalabama.com for more information. And just like that, another good run gets them close into Jaguar territory. And once again, that was Ja'Cory Hayes on the tackle, and he's holding that rib area. It looks like he does have the rib brace on to try to protect him.
That time they had Trot English coming from center and the guard coming out in front. Good lead blocking.
Keeping it on the ground, Mosley. Clock is not a concern right now. A little bit under 4 minutes to play, but the clock is running.
Well, they ran right at Big Landon Johnson that time. He's just stuffing up that middle, and they're just pushing it.
Trailing by 3. Quick pass, reception made by Crawford, and Crawford gets enough for a first down, and they'll move the chains.
Well, what they're doing is they're faking that dive inside and keeping that linebacker from dropping back. We're going to see it here. Beeson fakes the dive. Linebackers stay in. We run the slant across the middle, and the Bucks make a big play there. That's tough to defend.
Right at 3 minutes to play. A.J. Allen in the backfield. They give it to Allen. A.J. Allen has some room to run. Allen inside the 20, down to about the 9-yard line. Another first down, and now they're in the Windows World red zone. Good job there by A.J. Allen.
Absolutely, and a great job by that right side of that offensive line, and Richard and Fain. Great job getting a big push over there. You see Spain Park, they're trying to grab the football more now as it gets down there. You got to tackle them, get them on the ground.
Warren now moving over to the near side. They're going to give it to Allen. Wow, he has a huge hole into the end zone. Touchdown, A.J. Allen. Another banks of People's Bank of Alabama touchdown. And just like that, the momentum shifts again. 3-point lead now for the Bucks.
Well, if we see that again, you're going to see a great block by the center, Troy English. That middle of that offensive line just opened up a hole big enough for a truck to run through right there. Great job by those offensive linemen from Hoover.
Bryant in for the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. 2:29 left to play in regulation, and the pendulum switches again in favor of Hoover with a 4-point lead, and senior A.J. Allen gets on the board.
Well, the thing about it, you got to feel good if you're Spain Park, because and you see the touchdown right there. Well, that's a great job by that offensive line. You got to feel good if you're Spain Park, because you got a quarterback that can throw it all over the field. Just give him some time, and he can throw it all over the field, and he's got receivers that can run. Boy, I'm telling you, this is going to go down to the wire.
Want to send a special shout out to the King boys for moving the heavy equipment that's used for this production. And as I've always said, King Boys Towing and Recovery, the best photograph of a group of towers in America. And they move all of our heavy scissor lifts and heavy equipment to all of our locations for Friday Night Rivals. A special shout out to King Boys Towing and Recovery. Shops at Grand River kickoff.
They're going to kick it deep, I think. Yeah.
Kick it high. And it is returnable. And gets out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. And
that's
now a flag, a little extra.
Yep.
And he's like, wait, what did I do? Well, when you hear the whistle, you got to stop.
Yep.
And he didn't stop.
Nope. And that's just a player mistake. And that's something that I'm sure that whole coaching staff will be right there to tell him. You hear that whistle, you stop. Don't throw them down on the sideline. That's tough. That's 15 more yards. That just gives them that much better field position.
Field goal won't do it for Spain Park. They need a touchdown.
They got plenty of time. I mean, time's is not a factor here. 2:23, they got 3 timeouts left. Take your time, run your offense. You don't have to speed up. You don't have to do anything. Protect the football. That's your job right here. Protect the football, Spain Park.
First down from the 42-yard line are the Jaguars.
So Hoover calls a timeout. They've got 1 left.
They want to try to get their defense set. Another Addiction Prevention Coalition timeout. And remember, what would you know how to save a life? Addiction Prevention Coalition. That's
an interesting timeout, because now they only have 1 timeout. Spain Park does go down and score. They only have 1 timeout. And, you know, you want to keep those timeouts as long as you can keep them. Obviously, they saw something on the sideline that they thought could be dangerous. So they used the timeout. That's a head coach call.
But you got to remember, Spain Park has been able to connect on big plays.
That's right.
So they know if they leave a man open, it could really be a 1-play drive that could end in disaster for Hoover.
Right, and what they've really hurt them with is with that H-back sitting in that slot and running grab down that sideline as that corner goes inside with the receivers, and they've had him wide open both times.
5 wide receivers set. Cowley, the running back, split out on the near side.
Draw.
Bradley gonna keep it on the quarterback draw, and he's able to get some positive yards out of that one, maybe about a 7-yard gain.
I like the call. Had the field spread way out. Had linebackers deep, about 8 yards deep, and they're dropping. Good call right there.
Quick pass, reception made by Cowley, and he's able to hold on to the ball, has enough for the first down before he's brought down by D.K. Bolden. Another Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta first down.
Great job by Cowley to catch the ball. Shows not only can he run the football, he's got good hands and can catch the ball.
Bradley now getting pressured. He eludes one defender, has some room to run, and he smartly runs out of bounds, but he does lose some yards on the play.
Well, that's a lot of pressure being applied right there, boy. That's an inside linebacker that came, and boy, he came in fast, and that was Cam Torber, and Torber put pressure on Bradley and forced him to run it out of bounds, lost a yard. Smart move by Bradley, though, to run the ball out of bounds.
2nd down and 12. Bradley getting pressure, throws it, and the catch is made and gets out of bounds. And does he have enough for the first down? No, he's about 8 yards short, but it brings up 3rd down and about 7 or 8. Good reception made there by Mitchell Frazier.
Well, that's a good job, too, and a great call there by the defensive coordinator for Hoover. He sent that linebacker. Nobody picked him up. Bradley had to get rid of the ball quick.
5 wide receivers set for the Jaguars. In Buck territory, trailing by 4. Bradley getting some pressure, and this time he's brought down for a sack. Huge play there by Tyson Bacon. He's bringing in the scissors tonight.
Well, Tyson came in there on the inside, came inside that offensive tackle. Offensive tackle was not able to block him, and boy, that's a tough break right there. Tough break right there. But, you know, you're 4th and 11. You just about got to go for it. I mean, you don't have any choice but to go for it.
They need to get the ball inside the 40 down to about the 35 to make sure they have enough for the first. Minute 17 left. We've seen 18 points scored in the 4th quarter by the Buccaneers of Hoover. Their defense has really stepped up big and had some big plays. But for Spain Park, their offense has been outstanding. 377 yards of total offense as opposed to 436, most in the second half for the Buccaneers of Hoover. Right now on 3rd downs, we're looking at for Spain Park there, 3 of 10 on 3rd downs, 1 or 2 on 4th down conversions. So they got a 50-50 shot right now.
You know, James, you got to really tip your hat to Chip English and this staff that has come together and done such a great job.
Yes.
After the adversity that they faced early in the year.
Yes. 4th down and long. Shanks in and running back in the backfield along.
You got defensive offsides. Somebody lined up offsides. That
makes
helps.
it a little bit easier now.
Yep, that helps.
So rather than 4th and 11, you're looking at 4th and 6.
So Hoover's sending 3 and dropping 8 back into coverage.
And then movement across the front for Spain Park.
Yeah, Big Craig, that big right tackle. He saw that linebacker jumping up in there, Torbor jumping up in there, and he moved, and they got that 5 yards back. Smart move by Torbor to make him think he's coming, but he probably is coming, James.
Now back to 4th and 11. Got to throw it. No, he says he's going to keep it. Does he have enough for the first down? He does.
Yep.
His second effort gives him another Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta first down. Make sure you mention Friday Night Rivals at Salvatore's Pizza and Pasta and get 20% off your order.
Well, that's a great read. Watch here. Watch Braden. He drops back. He sees open ground, and there he goes. He knows the first down's a 35. He gets to it. Great job by the quarterback, Brock Bradley.
What a seesaw this game has gone. The ebbs and flow here at the Hoover Met. Bradley getting pressure. Got to try to get rid of it. He does. He gets hit, and the ball is caught. Reception made. Great catch made by Corey Barber. He's in the Windows World red zone. Wow, what a play.
Yeah, take your time here now. Take your time if you're Spain Park. You give the ball back to Hoover. With any time left, they're liable to score. But you want to take your time now, run your best plays, and score here. Well, what a play.
Great job by Bradley, able to find him in traffic, 2 defenders around him, and he's able to make the play.
Well,
Corey Barber, great catch.
You see how he came back to the ball, too, James. Corey Barber comes back toward the quarterback, lets him see his numbers, and he threw it up hoping to get his best receiver tonight, the football, and he goes up at the apex of the ball and catches it. And really, the defense had a chance to knock the ball down. I think they went for the interception instead of knocking it down. Tough play there.
So if you're Coach Vakakis, what are you trying to tell your team right now?
Well, we got plenty of time. We got a minute, and we still got a timeout left. You know, we've got somebody's charting what our best plays have been down here inside the 10-yard line. Some coach has got to be talking to another coach on the sideline saying, let's get in this formation. Formation dictates play. Formation dictates positivity, too, in this situation. But I like running behind that big offensive tackle over there, number 77, Craig.
And Bradley smartly gives the official the football. Looks like he wanted to make sure he had a dry one. Doesn't want anything to try to take away from this one. 1st and goal now in the Windows World red zone from inside the 10. Bradley going to throw it.
No.
And it's batted down, incomplete.
Bad decision right there. Bad decision. He threw into triple coverage. He had Barber wide open at the 5.
Trey Darden there to bat the ball down. Great play by the corner.
It sure was. But he threw it into you see how there were 3 black jerseys there and 1 white. You don't want to throw it into triple coverage. Watch this. Now you're going to see look there.
Yes, yes. Looks like he was trying to get it to Thornton.
Right.
Sometimes it's not the hero you want, it's the hero that's open.
That's exactly right.
2nd down and goal inside the 10. Quick pass over the shoulder. Touchdown.
Great
Corey Barber,
catch.
his 2nd touchdown of the night. Another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown.
Boy.
And the Jaguar faithful are going wild.
Wow. You notice that corner had his back to the ball. And Bradley throws to Barber over there in the corner. What a great catch there by Barber. Man alive, what a great catch.
The junior, 8 catches, 193 yards, and now 2 touchdowns. The all-important point after attempt to make it a 3-point game. And it's blocked. It's blocked.
Wow.
Once again, J.J. Moultrie in on the block, but we do have a player down. So now with 50 seconds left, a field goal can win it for the Bucks.
Remember when we talked about they took that timeout, and now they only have 1 timeout. So Hoover's got to be on point. They got to know what they want to do. They got to call 2 plays in the huddle. They got to get on the ball, snap the ball, get the ball out as quick as you can. You know, they've already proved James Bryant can kick the ball from the 35-yard line.
Yes.
If they can get the ball to the 30, let's say the 30, if they can get it to the 30, they got a chance with Bryant to kick the field goal and win the game. But what do you say about these coaches? What a great game all of these coaches have. I'm amazed at how well offensively both teams have performed against 2 good defenses.
No doubt about it. Between the 2 teams, almost 1,000 yards of total offense. 436 for Hoover, 413 for Spain Park.
You know, one team's going to walk out of here a winner tonight, and one's going to lose on the scoreboard. But I'm going to tell you this. This has been a big man's game, I'm telling you.
Yes, it has.
They have played, I mean, they go home, they're going to all be getting in ice baths.
Shops of Grand River kickoff. Josh Chulos on for the kick. Now the key is he going to sky kick it or is he going to kick it deep?
No, I don't think I don't know. I think he's going to continue to pooch. No, he kicked it deep,
and
James.
this time he kicks a whale of it. It goes into the end zone. It is a touchdown. As soon as you thought you had him figured out, yes, sir, he can kick it
it in the end zone. You know, mamas and daddies, you hug these kids after this game. because they've left every bit of it on this baseball stadium where you see the SEC baseball tournament.
Yes.
And they've left everything they've got in their stomach on that field. And you got to be proud mamas and daddies when those kids come home.
Mac Beeson now needs to bring his team down at least to the 30-yard line in the next, I would say, about 40 seconds. You want to leave about 10 seconds left so you can kick it. This quarterback who transferred in from Gardendale has been able to blend into the Buccaneer family. And right now, they're trying to make a drive. But for Coach V, they're trying to walk away with a rare win over the Bucks. Pitch and catch, incomplete.
I just tried to run a quick out over there, try to pick up 5, 6, 7 yards and get out of bounds. So you see what they're trying to do now. They're trying to hit an intermediate pass and get out of bounds and move down the field that way.
Intended receiver was Hunter Purdue.
These guys playing safety, these two safeties, they cannot let anybody get behind them.
Very true. Beeson got plenty of time, throws it, and incomplete again. This time intended for Jonah Winston, and Winston is down, and he's on the ground, but they have 42 seconds left.
Well thrown ball. Well thrown ball, just well defended. You know, now you're thinking about one of the things that coaches are thinking about over there with Spain Park. Should we give those two big inside guys a break? Get somebody that can rush the passer. You know, get some speed in there, maybe not bulk.
Now, if you're Hoover at this point, even though it's 42 seconds left, this is an injury timeout. Do you try to run the ball because Spain Park is playing such prevent, then get the timeout?
I just don't think they can run the ball effectively against this kind of semi-prevent defense that they got. They got really stand-up 4 linebackers standing there about 7 yards off the ball, and it's hard to get those little wide receivers inside to stalk block those linebackers. But you know, you still got a timeout. If you want to use your timeout, you run the football and take that chance.
Amari Towns now in to replace Winston, and Towns now is split all the way on the far side. He has 1 touchdown reception already tonight.
They put some speed in to rush the passer.
Going to look for Towns, high and incomplete. Even too high for the tall Towns.
I like the move. You see what they did? They put 2 lighter kids in the middle.
Yes.
To rush the quarterback. Beeson had to rush his pass.
4th down. This could call the game. They need to get a 1st down. They need to get beyond the 30 to keep this drive alive.
And you got to run your route at least the distance of the 1st down. You got to.
14 seconds and counting on the play clock. Mac Beeson trying to keep the drive alive. On 4th down, getting some pressure, and now he's going to run it. Can he make it? No, he may be a yard short.
Didn't make it.
He did not make it. The defense was able to wrap him up, and it depends on the spot.
Nah, he didn't make it. Did not make it.
And he did not make it, and you can see the white jerseys and the blue helmets of the Jaguars. The elation of victory after almost a decade of misery. And you can also see the dejection of the Buccaneers.
Boy, you have got to tip your hat to Mac Beeson. He saw a seam and he thought he could make it. And Spain Park, the secondary players and linebackers, they went straight to him. Yeah.
So now we have a timeout. Ball is turned over on downs. And for something that hasn't happened since 2015, which happened twice in the same year for Spain Park, That was their magical state championship year. This young man, Brock Bradley, will do what hasn't been done in almost a decade, the victory formation and kneeling it to seal the victory. He kneels it, and that should do it. And the celebration begins as the team that is the younger of the two teams in Hoover will walk away with a 39-37 victory over the Hoover Buccaneers here at the Hoover Met. The student body has rushed the field, and when the clock strikes 0, the celebration officially begins for Spain Park Jaguars, victorious over their arch rival, the Hoover Bucks, 39-37.
It's a great high school football game, James. That's a great high school football game.
And sportsmanship is still center at all games, so they still have to shake hands. But the students will not forget this. For the Buccaneers, they've got to go back to the drawing board. They had the elation of winning in Florida, now the dejection of losing here at the Hoover Met.
I think there's a lot of things you can learn from this game, too. Defensively, I mean, there's a lot of breakdowns defensively in the secondary on both sides. I mean, you had two quarterbacks that played their heart out. You had receivers played their heart out.
We take a break. We come back. We'll wrap things up here from the Hoover Met. Your final score, Spain Park 39, Hoover 37. You're watching Drummond Company Friday Night Rivals, presented by Mesrano Law Firm. Stay tuned. Let's go down to Austin Pratt, who has the victorious coach for Spain Park. Coach?
I'm here with Coach Prokakis. Coach, why don't you tell me a little bit about the victory today? Very, very much a rivalry game, lots of energy in here. Had the lead, lost it, won the game. Tell me about it.
It's a heavyweight fight. Anytime there's a heavyweight fight, then, there's going to be some big shots landed, and we tell our kids all the time that every heavyweight has their favorite punch, but the champions have chins, and what we do on a day-to-day basis, week to week, month to month, year to year basis, we develop our chin, and we're still standing, swinging at the end. We didn't run out of gas. We had some guys cramping, but our kids stepped up and made plays, man. I'm proud of these guys, man.
Yeah, lots of fireworks today, lots of gadget plays. What was really the key to coming out on top tonight?
Well, our kids didn't quit. We told them it might look bad. There's going to be plays made on their side, on our side. You got to play the next play. Our coaches did a great job of keeping our kids level-headed, and our kids kept answering, man. And we're blessed. We're blessed on Jaguar Drive. There's no doubt.
Awesome. Well, Coach, we do want to present this to you for winning our game of the week here tonight.
Hey!
And if we could get one moment with our player of the game.
Corey, they want to talk to you. Hey, guys, be quiet.
Corey, you are our Friday Night Rivals player of the game here tonight. What's it feel to kind of come out of this win with such a big game today?
It feels great. We were ready all week. We put a good game plan in. We knew we were going to come in and fight. That way with Coach V always talk about that chin. You got to have that chin. We was down, but we knew we were going to come back and win because we got that strong chin.
And how big of a deal is it on such a rivalry here? It's such a big game tonight. First time in almost 10 years your school takes the win here. How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels good to make history in the school.
And with all these people around you, you got all your guys here celebrating you here. How does it feel? It's just kind of a team win here tonight.
It feels great, man. I love my team, man. I feel like we're the best in the nation. We compete for a state this year. Keep down. Keep down.
Thank you very much, Corey. Good game. Guys in the booth, back to y'all.
Thanks a lot, Austin. And I mean, they are definitely elated, Rick, because, hey, they finally got it off their back. They can say that they have been able to defeat their crosstown rival in the, legendary Hoover Bucks.
That's a big game, big win. First time in 10 years. And, well, I'm telling you, what do you say about Tim Vakakis? Everywhere he's been, he's taken programs that have been down and built them up. And now it's not just about me, it's about us. And that's a great thing for Tim and that entire Spain Park staff.
Well, going forward and coming up, we're going to be heading over to Hueytown and Mountain Brook. That's 6A, but Spain Park now will also have an opportunity to make a say in Class 6A with a victory like this tonight.
Yeah, you got some great teams in 6A. I'm going to tell you right now, you go down south to Mobile and you look at that Saraland team, they're loaded for bear. And that's 6A is mighty tough. I'll tell you that.
No doubt about it. We have a key 6A matchup coming up, Mountain Brook and Hueytown next week on Friday Night Rivals. This has been one for the books, definitely.
No doubt. 46 years is one of the great ones in my mind, I can tell you that.
39-37, your final. Spain Park victorious over the Hoover Buccaneers. For Rick Cleveland, I'm James Redd, and for our fantastic crew, thank you for watching tonight. Make sure you stay tuned to My 3640 for their high school show coming up later on tonight. But from My 68, thanks for watching, and good night.